Let me double check.
Huh?
No, I'm just saying in general. Yeah, Nick Eytan, they hit a home
Working
run.
at the car wash.
Okay, welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I know one person on the planet did, and that's Victor Hovland. So if you had that, then congratulations. And anything else? Oh, Jimmy Butler and Gabe Vincent, they had one hell of a weekend. Outside of that, the Las Vegas Knights may see themselves finishing off, extending the weekend, if you will, into Monday. A lot of you are still drunk, stoned, hungover, whatever, and you didn't show up at work today, so you extended the weekend out there for you, and good for you. It is a Monday, Eric Lindquist. It is a Monday.
It is.
So I'm told.
It is a Monday, but also think about this. Victor Hovland, he's won $9.3 million already this PGA Tour season, starting from October until now. Did you see what he's doing today?
Victor Hovland.
Yeah. Did you see what he's doing right now as we speak?
He's either like the golf equivalent of right back in the gym, or he's enjoying life like a young, good-looking man like he should be.
So one of his best friends is playing in the U.S. Open sectional qualifying. It's a 36-hole qualifier. I've played in it once upon a time. Good stuff. So there's a million sites. It's called the longest day in golf. It's the Monday.
Is this the one in Columbus?
This is the one in Columbus. Yeah, this is the site.
Okay. Yep. So we share a mutual interest.
Yeah.
I got a buddy out there playing too.
So for those who don't know,
but Columbus, I'm not there. Generally, I'm with you working.
Okay. Well, they have the Canadian Open coming up this weekend. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying the Columbus site is historically the most difficult. You get the most PGA Tour players, Korn Ferry Tour players. Everybody goes there because you get the most spots that then get into the U.S. Open. And schlubs like me, anybody who's got better than a 1.4 handicap is allowed to sign up and try to compete in the U.S. Open. Now, getting there is a whole different thing. You play an 18-hole local qualifier, unless you have exemptions like a lot of these PGA Tour guys do. Right. And then you automatically go to sectionals, which is in Columbus. There's 3 sites in Los Angeles today, which is pretty wild. But Hillcrest Country Club, that's where I qualify for U.S. Med-Am out of. But Victor Hovland is currently caddying for his college buddy 36 holes after winning the Memorial. He is trekking down with a golf bag on his back. $9.3 million this guy has won throughout the PGA Tour season, and he is out there caddying for his buddy, trying to get him into the U.S. Open. Is there a better athlete to cheer for on planet Earth than Victor Hovland?
This week, it's Eric Cole at 65 to 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sam Saunders' best friend, if we want to get really, really into that.
By the way, Eric Cole is one off, so watch out.
All right.
Well, Eric Rogers is just coming in here doing some damage.
Okay. Well, Eric Cole is he's
65 to 1.
Pretty good situation. Grew up at Bay Hill, played down at Bay Hill with Sam Saunders, Arnold Palmer's grandson, grew up at Arnie's club. He's got a short game, but God, this golf course, I don't know what I want to do with some of these players. We have a brand new track, first time that we're seeing it. That's kind of been the new rotation with some of these Canadian Open golf courses.
Yeah.
It makes it fun to at least try to break it down and figure out what you want. But I'm going to be paying attention to some weather because it looks like it could be coming in over the weekend.
If it does come in over the weekend, then you better get Shane Lowry right now at 20 to 1.
What I was saying, he's playing so good.
Yeah, I mean, 2 top 16s coming in real quick, right? Last 2 times. I think the one thing, and we just did putting for dough today, so I know you're going to have some stuff coming up on the OddsShopper Golf Channel. This is not a golf show, but we don't have NBA, and we don't have a lot of baseball popping as of right now. But I think this is going to be a more, and you'll see as you and Ben start doing stuff on Wednesday as we get closer to the tournament itself. I think this whole new Oakdale place is going to wear thin, and you're going to find some areas that are pretty comfortable to attack, guys that are pretty deadly from 150 in, guys that can putt, guys that can put together streaks of putting, guys that don't necessarily have to be 350 long off the tee, but can articulate, right, if you will.
Yeah.
All
the pictures I'm seeing, you're just hitting like a lot of 4-irons off of tee boxes and then wedging it. Like, it's going to reward
you, right?
Yeah, it's going to be tight, and it's a putting contest.
Ben Martin, if you want a putting contest.
Oh, no. I mean, I didn't even look. Is Denny McCarthy in the field?
If he shows up after this past week, he's got a set of balls on him. You got to take a week off after that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a grind.
He is a great dude to root for by all means. But I mean, you just like, that's the problem in golf is if this were like Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Rory to a lesser extent, the story would be about how close Denny is and how great of a story and how just around the corner this could be. And he's right there. He's hovering and he turns into a rootable guy. But he lost to the rich man's version of that, the guy that everybody's been rooting for in Victor Hovland in the final. So Denny McCarthy's story gets pushed to the back. That's all.
He won $2.18 million. I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a win. And
I think he's doing just fine.
There are plenty of people on there who have not won that are doing just fine that you wouldn't say comparative to the field are doing just fine.
Yeah, but 2.18 million is a different thing. I mean, that's like, I mean, come on. He's doing okay. Life is okay for Denny McCarthy in the aftermath of losing that playoff.
I wouldn't show up if I'm him today. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
I would
show up sick to work.
You got to take a second. Take a second, take a breath, take a breather. We got a lot of home run plays up here.
Yeah,
all right. Now we're going to give you a free week. I'm told this is not going to last. Not only do we have home run plays on there, you can play the same guy at two different books because sometimes it's to hit a home run, other times it's an over. How about Mauricio Dubon? 12-1 on PointsBet right now to hit one out. That's a plus EV bet by a mile. The true odds are 10.59.
Mauricio, oh my gosh, this guy. He went from being completely a non-serviceable major league bat to like hitting for crazy average this season. And I don't really know where it came from. He's got a 277 expected batting average, just a 13.3% K rate. Go through some of his numbers previous seasons. I mean, he's never really struck out, doesn't really hit the ball hard in any way, shape, or form. But last year, a 240 expected batting average, 228 expected batting average the year before that. I have no idea where this is coming from. I mean, his job is to get on base to do that. It's not to hit it yard. How many homers does he have? Does he have one on the season? He's got to have. There's no way he has more than one.
I think you're right. One.
Okay. It's unlikely. But again, that's the fun part about looking at the tool and knowing that, hey, positive EV has more to do also with how bad Alek Manoah is. You're going to a ballpark where he gets the 9th inning upgrade. He gets to a ballpark that, should relatively be, the Crawford box is in left. If you could hit the ball in the air, that would be good. But this guy, he's out there to slap it and get on base. But the one home run he does have was a no-doubter to left center. I just pulled it up here.
Speaking of Manoah, by the way, we actually have a plus EV prop on his Ks. Now, it's playable in the sense of there's a 20.22 cent difference that you're getting on Caesars, but those two can coexist. Like totally. Manoah can give up a couple of bombs and still get you 5. I mean, my God, what happened to this dude? He's like near a 1-to-1 K to walk rate ratio this year.
He's probably shit. I mean, there are some disappointing pitchers that we have, and maybe it's the pitch clock. I think there's definitely a pitch clock thing for some of the, let's call them out of shape pitchers that exist in baseball. You're now under a clock where it's speeding you up compared to the norm, and you're not really getting a chance to catch your breath. I think guys like Alek Manoah are probably the major deterrents, like the 200. He's basically CC Sabathia up there from the right side. 385 xWOBA, 17.6% K rate, 15% walk rate, 280 pounds of just non-existent stuff this year.
We got to pay homage here. Homage? No, it's homage. Nathan Joyce in the house, NRFI King. I can only hope to keep up with this man here, what he's been doing. He's got Lucan. He's got Lucan Baker 8-1 right there. We have a lot. How about the Nick Maton revenge game? All right. Is anybody talking about Nick Maton revenge coming back to Philadelphia, taking on, you talk about out of shape, not fat, but just out of shape. That's Aaron Nola. I don't know, mentally out of shape, like something's off. Right. So I'm I'm going Nick Eytan revenge. I may put that in the community parlay. Nick Eytan revenge.
I want to go back to Luke and Baker, though. I do not hate that call. Currently, as I'm building out lineups for the MLB slate as well, because obviously we do DFS over at Stochastic, OddsShopper doing all of our betting materials, but he's definitely in my single entry as it is right now. He's a 2K flat bat. But a 1.075 OPS at AAA so far this season with the Memphis Redbirds. He's had 3 seasons there. Last year was kind of a write-off, just a 682 OPS, 228 average, didn't really hit for power, 394, just was on the struggle bus. But he made some obvious adjustments in the off season, if you will, coming back to Memphis this year. 313, 434, 641 slash line for an OPS of 1.075. Hello, how are you this fine day? He's hit 18 jacks in just 54 games. He had 21 in 124 games in the same ballpark, same place last year. Wild discrepancies. So he's getting his first crack at the bigs. He also, he's a pretty fun dude to cheer for. From what I understand, he was like a compensatory pick or whatever it was out of TCU. I can get behind this Luke and Baker. I'm just going to cheer for him. I'm going to fire that one up, Nate.
Wow, 8-1, huh?
Yep.
Where was that?
Let it fly. Let it fly.
I tell you, man, I'm jumping on this 830. Look at that. That's our outside of Michael Massey, and I mean he's not going to hit one out, so you don't have to worry about that.
He sucks.
Although that's a great play. If you
mine did, mine did.
Why don't you get your shit together back there?
How about you leave me alone, Eytan, and just continue saying words in order? Your feelings are actually hurt. Are you okay?
Oh no, I was moving my stuff.
You're changing to Fowler.
Make you feel better.
Okay. Well, thank you.
To make you feel better.
That's true.
You want more?
Sure. I would like more.
How about this? Remember this?
I do. The bubble. Those are good days.
The bubble. Yeah. I mean, my God.
That's after a night with Rachel Nichols right there.
Oof. That's a hard pass for me.
It's not. It just is what it is. It was I mean, when you're in the bubble, I mean, you get a little bit of that Disney.
No,
it's wearing on you, man.
You have to. We saw a couple of guys risk. If you're Jimmy, you have to take the risk and you have to import. You have to bring a Tinder date in. You have to find a way to maneuver around security. You can't just go bottom barrel Rachel Nichols and just blame it on the rain or in this case, the bubble. I mean, you have to think outside of the box. A lot of people were ripping these guys for bringing in outside pieces, but then you look around, to your point, you're stuck in the bubble. I can't fault him for that. That's strategy right there. The only thing I blame him on, Eric, is that they were dumb enough to get caught. Jimmy Butler's not a dumb guy. He's not going to get caught.
Well, he got caught.
Sorry.
I think that's what
No,
happened.
he didn't. He got caught with Nichols. He didn't get caught importing.
That's what I'm saying. He should have been importing. That would have been a good decision.
Remember, there was also the Selena Gomez stuff going on.
Oh, buddy, respect. Ultimate respect.
Don't think I forgot that.
No, nobody forgot that.
Nick Eytan hits his 6th home run tonight. Book it. I'm betting it. Feel free to tail.
It.
It's going down. It's Spencer Torkelson. You got 2 guys that are pop. Aaron.
See,
Nola,
I like the Spencer Torkelson one. Spencer Torkelson's on my betting card going up against Nola. Am I that scared of Aaron Nola right now, giving up a 418 expected slugging against righties? No, I'm not.
You want to go real crazy right now? You know, normally we save this for the NBA shit. All right, but why don't we do this? Why don't we put both of these guys to knock the freaking cover off the ball? All right, so let's just see. I also, and is he still popping here? Because earlier in the day, I bet Trey Turner as a plus EV home run. So I was just making sure. I think he's dipped. Schwarber's still there. That's fine. All right, so let's look at this. I'm just curious.
Oh, right? Schwarber. I can't even look at Schwarber's name. He makes me so mad. Yesterday pissed me off. So dumb. Right
now, 50 plus 59.63 is the same game parlay with Torque going alongside Nick Eytan. Now, if you really wanted to, and I hope we can, what if we took the Detroit Tigers? Oh, they won't let us. First 5 money line at plus 198. They won't let us.
That would have been too fun.
We could 3-way market this. All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Tigers plus 1.5 is all right. Here we go. This is the play. Spencer Torkelson, home run. Nick Eytan, home run. Detroit Tigers plus 1.5 first 5 alternate. That's a 90-1 ticket right there. I'm putting it in. Hey, you know what? Crazier things have happened.
Well, put it on my tab. Put it on my tab. That'd be
you
fun.
Really don't want to bet this, do you?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to join you. Actually, can we get really sick? Can we add Jonah Heim to that too?
Hit him with the Heim?
Hit him with the Heimlich.
Are you serious? We're adding
buddy, this guy has been a print fest. I'm up currently 5.8 units on him on the season. Jonah Heim.
Hit him with, you got to say that though.
And here's the thing, I'm betting like 1.5 units on these things, and Jonah Heim is just a print factory. He's a print factory. This entire Texas Rangers offense is just out of control.
Where is he on our tool? Or are you just throwing him out?
He's plus 525. Efficient number being plus 504. Caesars plus 525.
Got it.
If it's such an egregious number, but there is a little bit of a cushion considering he's at a 3% expected ROI. Happy to leave it off if it's going to be below plus 490.
No, I think we're in good shape.
Okay.
I think we're in good shape here.
All right.
Jonah Heim's at
Loco wants it one more time.
Yes.
Loco wants the good. Nick Eytan rhymes with Eytan, and that's the only reason that
That's exactly right.
Okay.
By the way, this can't be right because Heim, the true odds of Heim to hit a home run on Caesars that we have is plus 504, 525 on Caesars. I'm seeing it on FanDuel right now. It's 600.
Oh, then that's better. So let's do that.
Yeah. All right. This is now.
Daddy needs a new bicycle.
This is now a 640-1 ticket.
Oh my God.
I'm going to put 1250. We'll split $8,000. Well, 16,000, $8,000 each if it hits. Okay.
I love you. I still owe you $25, by the way.
Well, now you owe me 50 because I put. Well, you owe me
37.50
plus 12.5. Correct. You did the math before I could.
You're welcome.
I mean, theoretically, what you could do is just run all of these FanDuel home runs in a round robin and just see what the hell happened. They're all plus EV here.
Round robin, home. A little bit of that.
Oh my goodness. You know, we have also here. You know, we have a couple of plays in the NBA ahead of time. Now, this is where it gets a little tough. Okay, you've got 2 full days. Yes, MC Zant. It does look like that. We're working on that to come back. So just give us a second. A second meaning like a couple of days. You've got a couple of Gabe Vincent props. Like, are you willing to fade? Here's the thing. Everything that we talk about on this tool, and again, you're going to get the week free. It's running out. You better jump in now. We'll hit some promos in a second. But Eric, everything we talk about with this tool, so much of it is in the now, right? Like, hey, you check it again in 30 seconds, you check it again in 3 hours, shit moves, shit constantly moves. So when you're 2 days out of an NBA game, you're taking some risk here both ways. But Gabe Vincent just comes off a freaking night and now under 19.5 PRA, under 14.5 points. I get it. They're plus EV at FanDuel, PointsBet respectively, but you don't have to place these bets right now is my point.
You don't have to, but a lot of the times you kind of want to get in earlier. Part of why I enjoy doing the videos the night before is you're trying to be closing line value, and you can't pay your bills with closing line value. I know that you can't. You're going to get burned from time to time if you had something with Caleb Martin involved in it. He ends up being sicky with a rumbly in his tumbly, and Kevin Love plays in infinity minutes compared to what you might be expecting. And well, that's all she wrote there. You're going to have stuff like that happen, but the number of times where that happens compared to the number of times that you're just going to be paying the most efficient number possible at lock is just so great. I think by far, the tool has really encapsulated my thoughts and feelings. Michael Porter Jr., he is a huge question mark coming into this next series, into this next game, game 3, off of what you just saw. He was incapable of tracking down his man, whether it was Gabe Vincent, whether it was Jimmy Butler in the pick and roll. He was just on an island, just so lost. And as a result, 7.5 rebounds. That's a pretty large number if he's going to be playing less than 32 minutes again. And I mean, he played drastically under 32. They had to go to Bruce Brown. They had to make adjustments there. I'm a little bit nervous about him. So the under of 7.5 at -115, I could see that number being -120, -125 very, very shortly. And over a long period of time, pretty comfortable with that under.
Right. I think, yeah, exactly. Okay. All good. All good.
Yeah. But your point is definitely taken where it's like, if something happens.
They flip.
But my thing, too, is that Michael Porter Jr., there's like maybe a 10% chance that he doesn't even start next game. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy and hot takey, but there's a chance where they try to like light a fire under him and they just start Bruce Brown right from the get-go. And it wouldn't shock me. And then you would really like that under.
Yeah, I also think, though, that, and this bet was off last I checked, but I think it's 30-1. Maybe it's even higher than that. In fact, it's on FanDuel last I saw. So Michael Porter, by the way, I'm sweating out Connor Wong right now, so nobody say anything.
Oh, I need a single out of Connor Wong.
Yeah, a single would be great. I also have over 2.5 total bases. I also have him in the parlay of the day. So
2.5 total bases on Connor Wong?
No, over, I have 2 total bases, over 1.5 total bases.
Got it. I was
No. I don't think you could even play that, to be honest with you. So this is what I bet. It's 31-1. I put a quarter unit on it, right? So this is not major money back, but Michael Porter Jr. to score 30+ points in any NBA Finals game. I bet that at his low point, which I think was yesterday. After that, because to your point, I think you're right. I think there's probably an over 50% chance, to your point, Lindy, that Michael Porter Jr. does come off the bench in some capacity. Now, with that said, I get it. Lineups, rotations shrunk, what have you, but it's going to give him at least a little bit more favorable matchup as opposed to coming right out and towing that line. Then the idea is that he does bounce back. So I'm betting on that.
Yep.
He could easily just fall into this cavernous hole and never bounce back. But don't you feel like this team is kind of geared for somebody other than Jokic and Murray to go off? Like both of those guys I just mentioned are dying to pass the basketball, yet nobody, like Bruce Brown, has been the only willing participant outside of like a half from Aaron Gordon.
But that's what they've been getting by with the entire postseason. I mean, those two they've been the guys. And what's interesting to me is that Miami, everybody's talking about how like, I don't know. I was in the same camp. I said Denver in 5, I thought made the most sense. Would it shock me if you ended up getting Jimmy Butler to finally show up for a basketball game and go completely nuts in one of these last 2 series? You got to expect it's coming down the pipeline at some point, but I mean, they have been getting by on how insanely efficient and good Jokic and Murray have been. I don't really like Denver's bench. Does anybody like Denver's bench? They have one bench.
There's 2 guys.
There's like 2 dudes who play off the bench. So
I like Nick Eytan to homer tonight over the bench.
Yeah, well, there's that. I like the Heat bench more, but for whatever reason, that was like a hot take, and I don't think it should be. There's at least pieces, whether it's Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Haywood Highsmith. Those guys have all played meaningful minutes for this Miami team at some capacity over the course of Kyle Lowry off the bench, for God's sakes. Like there's these guys that have just found ways to be exceptional. Jeff Green was okay, but that was like the best Jeff Green game you've got in game 2, and it didn't matter. 6 for 6 from the free throw line, 16 minutes, 9 points, blank in pretty much every other category. And Christian Brown couldn't have played much better, knocked down a couple of shots there in that second quarter and made a little bit of a run there. I don't really find the Nuggets bench all that appealing. And so I don't think they're going to be running into Michael Porter Jr. going completely nuts. What I think they could be running into is Bruce Brown playing 38 minutes by necessity because Michael Porter Jr. doesn't have his head on the defensive end again. He went 1 for 6 from 3, 2 for 8 from the field, and Mike Malone gave him the quick hooky. Come here, son. Have a seat next to me. Let's talk. So I think they're pretty correlated where Michael Porter Jr. might be interested in some unders. And if you're looking at single game parlaying it, give me the overs on some Bruce Brown alongside it.
Yeah, Bruce Brown. I mean, those numbers I'm sure are going to adjust at some point, but 9.5 was last game. So it's just going to be more of an opportunity. All right, let's look at what we have from a promo standpoint. Going to be some hockey tonight. I may just have to keep hedging against my 35-1 ticket here.
You have a 35-1 on Vegas?
No, on the Panthers.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So I'm just hedging game by game at this point.
Got it.
So I took the Panthers, or I mean, I took the Knights game 1. I'm probably going to have to take them again game 2. Although, I mean, if Miami can do it, sure as hell the Panthers, you would think, can do it. This is a great series, by the way. Yeah. Great series.
I don't know anybody who plays for Florida. I said that, I think, last show.
Eric Stahl had a beauty. Not Eric Cole. Eric Stahl had a beauty shorthand goal. All right, so this is.
I know Bobrovsky. I know the. Yeah,
Bob is legit. Matthew Tkachuk is pretty strong. Tkachuk to score a goal and 5+ total goals. Ooh, yeah. I tend to like. First off, the total. This game's going to go 7 goals. I can tell you that right away. This is going to be an over 5.5. The vig has to make sense, especially when you take it out and you compare it to the promos. Tkachuk anytime. I mean, let's just look, right? What's Tkachuk right now? And I know MC Zant already did that for us on the YouTube chat, but I'm just curious, like, what is Tkachuk anytime? He's plus 155.
How much wood could Matt Tkachuk chuck if a Matt Tkachuk could chuck wood?
So Tkachuk anytime over 5.5 goals is plus 270.
Okay. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, that's the play. I mean, you have to play over. If you can still find over 5.5 at minus, I think it was 120, and go to OddsShopper. I'm asking, like, we don't have a tool. That's the free part of OddsShopper.
Yeah, so I don't need to know who plays for Florida. I'll just bet this Montour and Anton Lundell characters to do anytime goal scoring and then live my life.
Florida, Bennett, Reinhart, those are good guys to target. They're usually always plus EV on our tool. We had one more. The bet, what was that middle one there? Let me go back to that real quick. The BetMGM one. Panthers.
Oh, I know Barkov too. There we go.
Yeah, Barkov's on the banned list.
Oh, he is? Why?
Oh, yeah, no, MC Zant, exactly right. I was mentioning that, just 5.5 to that point. So it's even better at 4.5, correct. So, because you're getting a better deal at even then at 5.5. So Panthers to score 4+ and win game 2. That seems just low. Do you know who Jonathan Marcus saw?
Oh, of course I do. Vegas. Yeah, I know all the Vegas nights. I know every single Vegas night. I just don't know Jack Diddley squad. I didn't play an NHL DFS this year, and it seems like, well, I went to a couple of Vegas and Kings games this year. So yeah, March Assault, Petrangelo, like, I know a lot of those guys.
So can we get an assist here? I'm tempted to say this would be a good one, right?
When you single game parlay together, when you put the parlays together of players on specific lines, does it really kill the vig on? Like, does it just torture you with that?
Yeah, and a lot of times you can't even play a lot of the same game, like stuff in same game parlays. So like shots on goal, for example, it's tough to play. So they're tough. It's tough to just put together a same game parlay.
Well,
like I can't play this. Yeah, go ahead.
So we got 2 things. I'm looking at the promos. Hit the promos for today. And MC Sant said the MGM boost. Yeah, talking about fair value, but the FanDuel one is fantastic. I definitely agree with that. Looking at the boost on Tkachuk, I think you definitely take advantage of that. But DK even first goal odds surge. Now I generally hate first basket.
This is a terrible
first
market.
goal.
Come on.
I hate it so much. But there's no way that you wouldn't just take the most likely scorer and just bet them blindly, right? Plus 200 is a huge boost.
It's a gigantic boost, but this is what we talk about a lot in. So, for example, I have this right here. This is what we talk about, and minus 125 is still a plus EV bet, by the way, on DraftKings. So you better get over 5.5 on that minus 125. That would be the one to look at. So I think you're onto something though here, right?
Yeah.
This is DraftKings. The difference though is, and unfortunately we don't have anybody. Well, that's not necessarily true. You could go to like a minus EV bet and boost it to plus, but this doesn't really do us any good if you take somebody that's like plus 1,500, right? Plus 1,800.
Exactly. If you'd be going to Eichel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or somebody like what's Reinhardt?
Oh God, he's got to be
True
way
odds
deeper.
on Reinhardt are 233 for an anytime. And I'm using the tool here. So I'm on the OddsShopper premium tool. And what I'm doing is I'm giving Eric the true odds that we have.
I mean, the only 3 players that I think you would be realistically doing this with would be Kachuk, who we talked about, and you'd be getting the FanDuel boost with it. You go from plus 900 to 1100, or Eichel and Marchessault on the same line. You're going to either one of them. You're just taking the 3 shortest odds guys, similar to in golf when you get a boost of, hey, get plus 400 added to your ticket, plus 500 added to your ticket. You don't want to be adding a guy who's 55 to 1 and making him 60 to 1. That doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of good for you. But if you had taken Scotty Scheffler and moved him from 5 to 1 or 7 to 1 to 12 to 1, that is just a gigantic difference. Now, it's not as pronounced as what I was expecting, but I mean, you talked about the over-under being 5.5 for this game. So I'm just doing some mental math where first score, if we take the 5 most likely players to score a goal in this series, or in like any goal period at any point, adding plus 200 to something that's around plus 1,000 automatically has to have good fair value to it, right? It's got to have pretty close to fair value for it.
The problem that we find right now, and I'm just on FanDuel, the problem that we find is every one of these first score goal bets, and I'm all the way through Duclair right now, every one of them are lower numbers on DraftKings as opposed to FanDuel.
That's what it is.
That exactly.
That's disgusting.
And you know what? I think this is my theory here. Like, you know this because you play home run props every day. Dinger Tuesday has become nearly unbettable outside of using our tool to find still plus EV bets because it's just everybody's playing Dinger Tuesday. This is the Stanley Cup final. It's game 2. They've been offering this surge on first goals throughout the playoffs. Chances are a lot of people are playing this. Would it not make sense for DK to go, hey, look at this deal? But we love it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's why you always want to be paying close attention to those things. But that's like our job, too, is to talk through them and to find all the promotions, ensemble them, and cut through the crap. And I think that's what MC Sant kind of did there, too.
Right. So, I mean, now we get into this range. Okay, so I'm going to throw this right back at you. Now we get into this range where it may make sense. Like every single dude is lower. Duclair 17 to 1. He's 24 to 1 on FanDuel. So just boosting him on DraftKings does you absolutely nothing. So I wonder, do you get to a point like Nick Cousins? There's a 10. He's 22 to 1 on DK, 32 to 1 on FanDuel.
Unreal.
This may not. I understand your strategy, and I've subscribed to your strategy, but I don't know if this is the one to do it today.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oof, that is a tough one, man.
I know. Just talking through it. Again, I have bet maybe 6, 7 NHL games all season, probably 30 props total, 35 props maybe. Just taking them straight off of OddsShopper, plug and play on the weekends because it's fun. And then these playoffs, I probably should have been a little bit more active in this market, but it's MLB, NBA, that definitely takes up all my time and trying to wade through everything over on that side of it. But man, this tool does do a really good job of encapsulating what we're looking at here. But I think the any goal scorers that we have on FanDuel, looks like FanDuel is just a better market, a better place to be putting all of your money when it comes to NHL right now.
Look, they're aware of what the other guys are doing. So maybe they saw that and thought, you know what, let's bump this up. Speaking of bumping up, Connor Wong will lead off the bottom half of the third inning.
Sweat, baby, sweat.
Get ready. Get ready. Hold on.
Let's get ready to gamble.
You remember that movie?
No.
Hold on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul.
You sound like the guy from Cars. You sound like Larry the Cable Guy.
No, great guess, but you are probably like 15 years too late. Maybe even less, or maybe even.
What you talking about the lug nuts and Cars?
Look at that, Marcus. Can we give Marcus Shirless anything?
I love the mask. How did I not know that?
That's when he finally puts the mask on and goes back to the mechanics who rip him off. And he steps in there and he's like, hold on to your lug nuts. Come on. That's
Cameron Diaz is such hot fire in that movie. She is outrageously attractive in The Mask.
Do you know why? Because she's got a little girth to her. And I don't know if this is PC.
It's the eyes, man, and like she just
I'm telling you, like that is she's never looked better than in The Mask to me.
Agreed. Same. 100%.
I'm probably gonna get canceled. You said no. I'm saying it's like the old.
We're paying her a compliment.
If I like their fill in
like
the blank,
some people will take Charlie's Angels version. Some will take the Something About Mary. I will take the Mask version of Cameron Diaz.
All day, yes. That's why you and I, Kismet.
Yeah, simpatico. That's why we're going to go win a member guest and just but I got to get my handicap up, dude. I got to quit playing good golf.
Oh, don't worry, you're fine with me. I'm not budging from my 16 and a half.
See, look at that, Mike Lawrence. Mike Lawrence, come on, buddy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. Unreal.
She slimmed down some.
I mean, she was always she's still attractive. I'm just saying, like. My God, my wife will probably vouch for The Holiday as the best version of Cameron Diaz, and I will strongly disagree against that.
Looks like the fake Adam Schefter was out on Twitter. Did you see that?
Was it really?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, week 1 lines are still up too. All right. Looks like we've got look. We can build a parlay. Some baseball stuff has been populating back up here now, including not to be left off the list here. Mark Mathias. That's a hockey name. Come on, that's a hockey name. 2+ hits for M&M. Marshall Mathers. 2+ hits is +210. True odds are +188.
Everybody want to talk like got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. But they forgot about Trey.
That's not even his song.
But I mean, he raps on it. That's how he got famous, was him going in and making buddies with Dre himself. You didn't know that was him on it?
No, I didn't know. I thought it was Snoop Dogg. I thought it was Exhibit. So it's pretty much like the most definable voice in music. It's nowadays everybody wants 15.
Hi, my name is what?
Yeah.
My name is Chicka.
It's a shame because some of the stuff he did that you'll never hear is why he goes down as one of the best. The stuff that everybody knows is like, ugh. Can we get some actual shit in there? But
buddy,
I digress.
Have you heard him do Kamikaze off of his new album or newish album? Oh my Lord, he is outrageous.
No,
D12 better than Eminem. Stop it. D12 was still fun. These chicks don't even know the name of my band.
It's not D12 is better than Eminem. It's Royce the 5'9" is better than Eminem, and I will stand on that statement. Okay,
that's you'll have to because you're short.
Not that short. 6 foot when I stand up. Give me Royce all day.
Kamikaze is incredible, Eric Lynn. There's no freaking doubt. That rap, when I heard him throw that
Nathan
one down.
Joyce. No. We got to stop with this stuff.
Definitely. He probably
stop with this stuff. No, he's not. We got to stop with this. All right?
It's him, Tupac.
He didn't change any of that stuff. Come on,
Biggie, Tupac, Eminem.
Jay-Z has done more. Like, you got to start
looking. What's the rap Mount Rushmore?
All right, so you have to define
Eminem has to be on Mount Rushmore.
No. DMX did as much for hip-hop as Eminem
I love
did.
DMX. I love DMX, but there's no way he goes on Mount Rushmore before Eminem. There's no way.
No, I'm saying is that neither one of them would go on there. Are you talking about, like, here's the thing. How far back is the scope of your history here? Right?
Anything.
Like, what
rap
game.
What
are you talking about?
And also, I mean...
Are you looking at Chuck
I think
D?
Dre is good, but like...
Are you looking at LL Cool J?
Jay-Z, Tupac... Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, Eminem.
That's what I'm saying. Like these are comfortable names that get thrown on there. But if you're talking about, if you split this in genres, if you're just looking at like lyricists, if you're looking at guys who are just rappers, right? Just hitting you with lyrics over and over again. Eminem is up there, but you have to put guys like Pharoah Monch up there. Like you have to expand into this. You have to look at a guy like Mos Def on there. If you're talking about lyrics, like just slam you over the head. if you're talking about presentation, if you're talking about sales, if you're talking about entertainer, if you're talking about entrepreneur, I don't know if there's anybody that took what they had and made more of it and changed rap from underground to mainstream than Jay-Z. And I'm not even like a Jay all-time guy or anything like that, but you have to acknowledge that. That's what it took it up. So I'm going to get in trouble right here. But look, you have to look at a guy like Big L. Like Big L, his death was as influential to the game than anybody's, I'd argue. It spurned all albums following that. So now you've got me on this tangent that gets everybody upset because their favorite guy is not on the list.
I mean, there has never been a L that needed to be held more than you saying that you wouldn't put. I love NWA. You could make a case
Mark
for
Wahlberg.
having
Put
all
him
of
up
them
there.
thrown together. Oh my gosh, Mark Wahlberg.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, it's definitely Mark Wahlberg, isn't it? On the far right, yeah, that's Mark Wahlberg, Will Smith.
Right.
My God.
Like I mean, seriously, it's one thing to look back, and this is where we get, just to bring it back to our world, this is where we get in trouble looking at stats and numbers and not looking at the moment and the time that was. But what Eric B. and Rakim were doing from a musical standpoint when they were coming out with song was unheard of. You did not hear what Guru and Premier did, integrating jazz into hip hop, was unheard of at the time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there are a lot of things that transformed this game outside of, Notorious Biggie and the other ones.
Yeah. LL, I'll put LL on there. LL can go on Mount Rushmore for everybody. I'm more than fine with LL, but the fact that Eminem wouldn't be considered one of the most influential rappers of all time, and that he's just an automatic ejection off of your Mount Rushmore is so egregious that this is what's wrong with Philadelphia. You need to come in with a flaming hot take. You need to fire everybody, although you needed to fire Doc Rivers, so it's just fine. But like, you guys are so unbelievably set in your ways, set that you just know so much more, that you're just so much better than everybody else, and you live in Philadelphia.
Look, I'm telling you, I wasn't always in Philadelphia. If you want to tell me that Eminem is the best rapper or all this of all time, then I'll give you the people he took his style from and say individually are equally as good lyrically. And that's Big L. And honestly, if you look at that alone, you can see the comparisons to that. The yelling and screaming is Tupac, but everybody ripped Tupac off there as well. I think, you have to look at that overall, don't you? Just you do,
but I don't think has
like
anybody
Cool G Rap. Cool G Rap is another one that Eminem took style from. So Cool G Rap and Big L, I would put together and say that's Eminem.
Yeah, and again, we didn't say best, most influential, or yes, exactly.
What's influential?
Influential, meaning that like they basically made rap mainstream, made it. It blew it up. I mean, if we're gonna even go down that path, I think Outkast has to kind of get thrown into a big boy. Andre 3000.
3000 is.
He's not
I would
a rapper.
put Andre. Yes. Oh, whoa.
Is he? See, would you technically call him a rapper?
Have you not heard the first 4 albums? More. Wait a second. Have you? See, this is the problem. You are a prisoner of the moment. All you know is what happened right now. You go back. The first 4 albums of Outkast were changing. Aquemini
Speaker
is
Box
the best
and the Love
album
Below
ever
is
made.
when I like really. But I'm saying that's the influential part, where I'm a kid in South Dakota listening to Outkast and being like, that really makes sense to me. I love that.
Aquemini is the best album that has ever been made. It doesn't mean Outkast is the best group. It doesn't mean that either one of those guys are the best rappers, anything like that. But Aquemini, you can sit and play that start to end. It is by far the most beautiful piece of music you will ever hear outside of somebody blowing a horn. Outside of that, it's the most beautiful thing.
I love Andre 3000. I was just saying that I think of Big Boy being the rapper between the two.
Because you came on too late. You went the Speaker Box.
The Speaker Box and the Love Below, please. They each have their own hard take on. I mean, it's just so beautiful. If you feel like getting down.
Matt McClain has now entered the conversation. Are you ready for this? Ryan Noda, Matt McClain. We got to.
So I'm saying first rap Grammy was Speaker Box Love Below. That was the Grammy. That's why I'm throwing it out there into the discussion.
Yeah, rap ain't about winning Grammys, or at least it wasn't. So
it wasn't, but then it became that, and that's part of the influence. All right.
Tommy Edman,
quit while you're behind, Derek. Okay, well, that's fine. I was gonna say, we're not perfect. All I know is that we were just able to have a fantastic 15-minute conversation, lively conversation, if you will.
You baited
about
me
the rap game on a
you.
Monday. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Shame on you.
What'd I do? Oh,
no,
you baited you into doing this, into talking about great things. Sorry, Eric, you're doing good. Thank you, Chase Nichols. Thank you.
Is that you? Is that your other YouTube account?
Yeah, I just had to send myself a message.
Matthew Tkachuk, anytime goal plus 155. I may jump in on this.
I have to. Well, the boost gets you up to 300, right? That's what he said on FanDuel. Wasn't that one of the promos? Was Tkachuk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's over 5.5. I'm going to play both. I'm going to play the promo, and I'm also going to play his anytime.
Got it. Okay.
What do you think?
I'm here for it. Put it on my tab.
You want to build a parlay real quick?
I would love that. You need to take me to the parlay promised land, please.
This has been a stretch of a couple of weeks, 12 days that are pretty
long fouled out.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Get your shit together.
Sorry. Throwing it out there. I need Turner to get on. I need Turner to get a hit. I need Hernandez to get a hit. And then I need Boston plus 1.5. No big deal.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. We'll build a parlay, and then we'll do the community parlay. All right. So I'm looking around. I'm looking. DraftKings seems to be a pretty good spot. DraftKings, you know what? Let's go to FanDuel. FanDuel seems to be the most rewarding here, okay?
It is. They are rewarding us for our hard work.
All right, let's take out Jokic so we don't have people waiting.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, I'm English.
If you just take out Jokic and you leave Carlos, Spencer, Lukin, and that total. Ooh, I actually like that total. That's your Twins team in Tampa. That's not bad. That's not a bad parlay right there. I mean, we could put Javi Baez in there, but I don't necessarily think we need to.
I hate Javi Baez. No, thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
Even when Javi Baez was at the peak of his skills, he was striking out like a third of the time. So I can't with that guy.
Well, Barkov is going to get 2 shots tonight. I just don't know if he gets the third. He had 2 through the first 2 and then stuck on that third. He killed our parlay in game 1 and was just stuck on 2. So I don't really want to go back to that, but that is a plus EV leg you could add if you wanted to get greedy. What do you think? No?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Well, otherwise it's just leaving it as is at plus 771. Huh?
We could add something else to it too. Sure. Oh God, Schwarber and Baez, the 2 people I'm the most mad at in the world. No.
I don't want to do anything with Schwarber personally.
Yeah, dude. Especially when it comes to batting average. Ugh.
Let's just leave this. Santana to get a hit, Torkelson to get a hit, Baker to record a hit. I mean, we've got all 3 of those guys to hit home runs as plus EV plays on the market tool. So that, and then you add the Twins and Rays. Can we get 9 runs from a combo of your Twins and the Rays tonight? I would think so. I would hope so.
I would hope so too. But the Rays are playing right now, right? You said the Rays?
No, Toronto. Did I say
Tampa?
Toronto? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You're loved anyway.
No. Wait a second. Stop. This is tomorrow's game. Take that off.
There you go. Take Toronto out. Here? That's okay.
We're going to have to put Barkov in there. Put Barkov back in there. So now you've got Santana to record a hit, Torkelson to record a hit, Baker to record a hit, Barkov under 2.5 shots on goal. If Barkov blows it, take the hit. All right, you can hit me over the head with that all day.
Yeah, all
right.
Those are good things. And I can be mad at you if it doesn't hit. That's the best. That's the best feeling, if we're being honest.
Yeah, Tim Strong. That's a good point. I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy. Not this guy. I mean, the guy that we bet on. All right, you want to hit the community parlay, man?
I would love that.
Okay. And a reminder, Friday's hit. No, the community. It's all right. You all have come through enough, but again, just a quick reminder here. This tool is here. You see that we're giving you home run plays. We'll give you more home run plays before we get out of here, but this week is not going to last. This free week is not going to last. I was told that today. This free week will not last. So you might as well just jump on this shit now before you're like, damn, I wanted to get that free week. All right. The community has spoken. Looks like we're going over here, right?
Yep.
Love that play. Over 5.5. That means we're on DK. Do you have a play here on DraftKings?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Let me double check what the odds are on DK relative to the other places on the planet of Earth.
47, we're doing it now.
Oh, okay. Yep. We're throwing it in. Got to go to the money line.
Is a lot of people your age are now going to go back and listen to real Outcast, which is just awesome. Fantastic.
I'm here doing the Lord's work, obviously.
I would go, here's what you have to do. You have to listen to AT Aliens. You have to listen to that album. Just truly listen to this album. Wheels of Steel, all the songs on this. And then you have to listen to Aquemini and think to yourself, how could this group routinely make music that sounds 1 to 2 years ahead of what's coming out? That's how I'll always define Outkast. All right, do you have a play? I was just filibustering.
Well, you did a fantastic job. I want to give you 2 baseball plays, both on the money line, and both are going to win. So does this sound pleasing to you? Have I ever put a 2-person or a 2-play parlay into the community parlay? Okay, well, I'm about to do it.
You're not the first to do this.
Pittsburgh Pirates -170, best available line on DraftKings Sportsbook, combined with Chicago Cubs +145 against Blake Snell.
So why not just put the +145 out there?
Sure, just put the Cubs one on, but it's not the best available line for it. +150 on Caesars would be the one. So let's do that.
It's a parlay.
Fine. Chicago Cubs +145. I'll put my reputation in.
That's all I'm saying. It didn't seem like there was a need. That's all.
It was a want more than a need, Eytan Shander.
Oh, okay. What's Nick Maton's home run number on DraftKings?
Oh, no. My sweet God, mother of Mary and Joseph.
I mean, what do we have? There's no WNBA tonight.
Well, that's really unfortunate for you.
Did Ben post any college baseball? I'll just steal one of his plays. All right.
Got the worst
idea. Has Texas A&M played before? Played yet? If Texas A&M hasn't played yet, I'm going to take them +1.5. All right. So Ben Raza is technically made an appearance on the Odd Shop. I'll steal his +1.5 Texas A&M -135. Okay?
That's a sharp steal right there. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Minus. Yep.
Love it.
Love it. That's fantastic. You've got 2 parlays. One, the community, the other that we just built ahead of time. There's nothing more we can really do right now. What do you got in there?
Who cares about the best available line? It's a parlay is the most Eytan comment ever. I love it.
I'm just trying to get you through this show, bro.
Right? I'm enjoying myself immensely here. I woke up at the butt crack of dawn in order to go hit a golf ball around a lot. It poured rain on me and I had a blast. So I'm still a little cold. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little chilly after that.
See, the beauty is that of all people, MC's aunt knows that that's just me trying to move you, right? That's not really me. That's just me trying to move you. But you know what? That could be me too. All right, A&M's good. We're good. Yes, TVC. More WNBA tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that on the OddsShopper too. What do you say, my friend? Anything else you want to get out?
I think we did good work here. Obviously, FanDuel Sportsbook, that's where you want to be putting your hard-earned dollars in the NHL streets tonight. Look like it's all the better lines. I am pretty firmly on the Cubs side, going up against that San Diego squad. I don't think Kyle Hendricks is good, but the fact that we're getting +145 going up against Blake Snell is still just wild to me. I can't believe the respect that books still have for this guy. It's like they haven't been watching baseball all season long, and it's been going this way for him since spring training. So I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Check out all the great stuff we have going in the Pick'em streets for Underdog, for Prize Picks. Make sure that you give those a click. It's under $15 a month to be able to jump in and track those over at Stochastic, over at OddsShopper. So many great Pick'em quality products that we have going here. So give those a spin.
Awesome. It's a lot better than sitting through not Eminem. Ed Sheeran concert. All right, you feel better now?
Baby, no.
Get out. See, you want to know why the world hates us? It's because we made Ed Sheeran something. That's why everybody hates us. Other than that, we'd be okay. We'd be okay with a lot of bad people on the planet so long as we just rebuked Ed Sheeran. But somehow people just accept it. We'll see.
I don't believe in that take. That was not my take.